that one. We have to cover the hair.
Now we are. Yeah, so I've been like totally promoting the Fort Miflin thing. I've been like putting it on like every paranormal event page.
Yeah, I've been putting it out there too. We need to get some ticket generated.
Okay.
It's not. I think with all the crap going on in Philly, it's putting a little fear in people.
What? See, I don't even know if I want to know. But what? Oh, you mean like what?
The Columbus statues and all the other stuff.
Yeah, but Fort Miflin's like off by itself somewhere. You know what I mean? Like
I know it's off the beaten path, but
yeah.
Well, look at the news.
Yeah.
See, hear Philadelphia. So.
Yeah. So last week we had you on, right? And we were. Let me try to. Hi. And we kind of like got distracted by the conversation, so that's why I'm kind of like wanted to have you on again. It kind of like went off. I want to talk about Fort Mifflin, and I literally have been trying to post that on every. Hi Eric, hi everybody, on every paranormal page, event page, my page, Brew's page, all that.
Right.
So we can get some stuff. Plus, I got a message from Daryl. He was like, "Yo, do me a favor, promote the event." I'm like, "Okay." Promoted.
Yep. All been sharing it. I see that everybody's getting it out there. So
yeah. So hopefully, hopefully people will jump on. How many tickets do you have sold?
Don't know. That's all through them.
Oh, okay.
Through Ray.
So they'll let you know if it's sold out.
I don't. Yeah, they'll let us know if it's sold out. I don't know if it will get sold out. Like I say, they're looking at adding at least 10 more, so that I guess they have a minimum they need to get so that they can cover their expenses and share with the fort.
Oh, really? Okay, that's cool. So for anybody out there that's watching that doesn't know the history of the fort, please enlighten us. Great.
Will do. Well, the fort was laid out in 1771 by the British to protect the city of Philadelphia. At the time, was the largest British city in the colonies. So, I mean, what I find the most unique about Fort Miflin is the layers and layers of history. That's what makes it unique, paranormal to me. You had in 1777, you had the siege of Fort Mifflin, and a lot of people don't know about the Philadelphia campaign. 1777, you had Hal thought if he would take the rebel capital of Philadelphia, he'd end the war. Hal was up in occupied New York City at that time. So they sailed down, and they knew the fortifications on the Delaware since they built them. Up to Maryland, up to Chesapeake. They landed at Elkton, Maryland, marched from Elkton towards Philadelphia, and then you had the Battle of Brandywine on September 11th, 1777, which was your largest land battle of the Revolutionary War, and people don't know about that. Washington lost that battle. They lost the Battle of Paoli, Battle of Germantown. Hal marched into Philly with the resistance. And then the men at Fort Mifflin were given an ultimatum to hold to the last extremity. There was 400 men there, and across the Delaware and Fort Mercer, Red Bank with Fort Mercer. And these men held for 6 weeks. They fought off the British that came up to Delaware, 250 strong ships for 6 weeks before they ended up abandoning the fort. They never surrendered it. The men out of 400, you had 250 casualties. The survivors rode across the river over to Mercer and then marched up to meet up with Washington. So that's how it developed the name, the fort that saved America, because they held the British off long enough that Washington was able to establish winter quarters at Valley Forge. So everybody knows about Valley Forge, but they don't know about really what led up to Valley Forge.
Yeah, they don't.
Right.
So then the fort was rebuilt by John Adams, 1794, 1798. And this was done during the yellow fever epidemic of Philadelphia. And it was rebuilt by the French. People don't realize that there was a French engineer and it was French workers that helped rebuild it. So people do get French EVP ghost box sessions. You'll get all the people wondering why we get in French.
I heard that.
Yeah, that was the one from the group that we had. We have the apparition Baptiste that came.
Yes, John Baptiste.
That's French. Yeah.
Yeah, Baptiste.
Yep. He comes out a lot for.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I was there one night with the whole group. We were in the Powder magazine, and the whole EVP session was done in French. We had one woman that could speak French. It was amazing.
Oh, that would be awesome if there was somebody that could speak. Oh, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
We could always use the translator on our phone and just.
Oh, that's true. Google Translate.
Yippers. It's a good thing.
Good thinking. Look at you, Sam.
Yep. So that.
All right. So
you had the yellow fever epidemic. So there was a lot of deaths at that time too, from yellow fever, and then the Civil War. It was a military prison. So, the casemates that were built were initially built as bomb proofs for the troops, and then they became prison cells. And you guys have been in there, and the floors at the time were dirt with wooden planks, and with some straw thrown over it, and there was one bucket per casemate for their weight. The conditions were horrific. It became the nickname Lincoln's Bastille, because you had the Confederate prisoners, you had Union prisoners, and you had political prisoners.
oh, really?
People don't realize that there was political prisoners kept there. I mean, you got to remember Civil War. Lincoln was doing what he could do to keep the nation together. There was a group up Columbia County, Southern Sullivan County, that were called the Fishing Creek Confederacy or the Fishing Creek Conspiracy. They were a group completely against Lincoln, and the males refused to report for the draft. Lincoln sent troops up. A patrol was ambushed. A Union officer was killed. He sent more troops up. They ended up sending 53 civilians down, thrown in those three small casemates, 2, 3, and 4, which were initially for storage. They became prison cells for the politicals. So you had 53 of these men. There was pastors, lawyers. They were just men opposed to Lincoln that were then thrown in there. You had the Irish miners revolting up there too. If people know about the Molly Maguires, you had 60 Molly Maguires, Irish miners accused of being members of Molly Maguires, sent there. And plus there was a group of Knights of the Golden Circle discovered up in what's Jim Thorpe now. They were sent there. So you had 45 men stuck in each of those 3 small casemates. And then again, casemate 5, they went at the end for the Confederates. And again, the conditions were horrific. You had one bucket, the Confederate and the Union cells had 200 men. One bucket, guys were sleeping in their waist. It was just horrific.
Oh, God.
Yep.
You don't think about that stuff. You know what I mean? Like when you don't really think about all those little details, that.
Yep. Yeah. And it's just, you just can't imagine the conditions. They've just locked up, basically thrown the key away, and they just bring the bodies out if they died. And then And then World War One, it was munitions depot for the Navy Yard. World War Two, it was an anti-aircraft battery to defend the Navy Yard. And then Korean War, it was storage again for the Navy. So, and then it was decommissioned in '54. So, longest active military fort in United States history.
So it started in what
1771, the British laid it out.
and then they closed.
It was deactivated in 1954 after the Korean War.
Wow,
Yep.
That's
And then
A
it
long
was.
time.
Yep,
Yeah.
that is a long time.
It is. So it's a lot of action.
And
And the conditions of it too. You know what I mean? Still, I mean, I think it's great condition.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's what-
So go ahead.
so unique with the layers and layers of history that are
Yeah.
there.
a lot of history.
I mean, like, is there another fort that has that much history?
No, I can't think of one. I mean, again, Fort Miflin's the longest active military fort in United States history. So, you know, no one else has come close.
Yeah.
Wow.
And besides all the other deaths that, right on the Delaware, you have your drowning victims.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You said that people were like jumping off the bridge right there and stuff. You said
We
even
did.
as of recently.
Yeah, just recently, Gerard Point Bridge, the one 95 going over to Schuylkill, that seems to be the jumpers hotspot right now.
Wow.
Yeah, they've recovered a couple bodies not too recently that floated down.
Oh, that's terrible.
So there's a lot of documented drownings from the 1800s all the way through.
Uh-huh.
You have boating accidents, jet ski accidents, suicides. There's all kinds of new spirits floating through.
Yeah.
So during the event for the 26th and the 27th, I feel like you said something about like not everything's going to be open, not all the casemates.
Correct. Well, casemate 11, unfortunately, is so confined. That's not going to be open because it's just not. It won't be conducted. It couldn't be for social distancing. So that's going to be closed. The big casemate going to be open.
Yeah, but some of us could go into casemate 11.
Well, we can try sneaking in there. But for the groups, everybody together in your group, and then you rotate around. We're going to go from we'll be in the bunk room, which is the enlisted men's quarters, the officers' quarters, powder magazine, the commandant's house, and then casemate. Probably be casemate 5. I'm going to see about hanging there stuff.
Yeah.
So now, when I was there before, we were allowed. Are we going to be allowed in the buildings?
Yes, we're going to open up the building.
Well, that's a good question.
Officers' quarters and enlistments, and so we'll have them open up.
Here's a question.
Mhm.
How many of the structures that are there date back to the original fort?
The only structure that really dates back to the original fort is casemate 11.
Wow.
Which became solitary confinement during the prison when it was a military prison. But during for the original fort, that would have been the powder magazine. But the fort, it was a 6-week siege. The British, surrounded it with their boats, and then they built land batteries. And at the height of the battle, the siege, it was 1,000 cannonballs an hour they were shooting it on the Americans. So they would rebuild what they could at night and fight during the day. Eventually, they didn't have ammunition and they didn't have any guns to return fire. So that's when they abandoned it. But yeah, what wasn't destroyed by the British, the Americans would, before they left, made sure they destroyed it. And then again, when the British came and landed on November 15th, what was still standing, they ended up completely destroying. And then when they went over to Mercer, they destroyed that completely too, so that the rebels couldn't come back and take the fort. So everything that's been there now has been from when it was rebuilt under Adams through the 1800s, and the last is the torpedo magazine about 18 in the 1870s that was built.
Sweet. I love how old it is.
Yep, but if you go out the main gate and you look, you can see the original part of the original fort with the granite block.
So judging like especially since what you just said, either Friday night or Saturday night, I am going to say, Greg, you need to let me into casemate 11.
Yeah, well, when everybody leaves at midnight,
Yeah.
we fire the cannon off, do a cannon salute, and sneak over.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we have a one guide, Mary, that whoever, I don't know if it's William Howe or whoever that likes to hang in casement 11. I don't know. Mary has had a lot of experience with over there. She's anytime she goes down the stairs, somebody escorts her down by holding her arm, and and then she was going down the stairs just recently, and she tripped and she was caught.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. She has a spirit that likes her over there.
Oh, well, if I'm going to fall, I'm hoping that there's a spirit over there that's going to like me too and catch me. What the heck?
Yep.
Here, Jody Nettles wants to give you a little message, Greg.
Yes, I do. Casemate 5 is my favorite.
Yeah. So what have you just had a lot of experience?
Well, there's a certain spirit that we have like a love-hate relationship. I call him the judge. I think he's one of the political prisoners. I can't get his name. He won't tell me his name. I suspect who it could be. But he grieves me by F you Greg or Greg F you.
Really?
Yeah. And I always tell people, if you catch a spirit on your EVP that likes to drop the F-bomb, that's the judge.
Come on, hold on. My dog is like, he's so
right.
Yeah. Well, he's come on. Let's go. In or out.
This was old when I was first.
Yeah.
The map.
Why does everybody want to come in here?
We just had that out today. I was over there this morning and we had that out.
Yeah. Yeah, this is old. This is like since 2011, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we did an event there years ago.
Yeah, I just went over there this morning and walked around, said hi to everybody.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, do you do that? Is that something that you do before you have an event? Do you go over there and you're just like, hey?
Yep, I always do. I always go around and say hi and let them know that we're going to have visitors and that they would cooperate and make everybody happy.
How did you get into Fort Miflin? How did you get there?
How did I get there? I was scouts. My son was when he was a Boy Scout, and I was an assistant scout leader. We went there because this was before TAPS was even there, and the fort is great. It has a great scout program where scouts can go and they can stay there and stay overnight and get a lot of work done with towards merit badges and stuff. But that was the first. Went there, and it was like one of those nights where everything that you can imagine happened. That's the first time I heard the screaming lady. Yeah, there was. We heard it from Casemate 5. Another scoutmaster and I, assistant scoutmaster, we went running out trying to find the scream. We heard the screaming. We were doing head counts for the kids to make sure everybody was there. Everybody else was sleeping. And then when we went to lay down, we in case there was 4 of us in casemate 5, and then we had the door closed. It was in November. We had a fire going, and then we heard the sentry start walking down the hall, and he would stop in front of the door, and we're all like sitting there like waiting for the door to open, and it would stop, and then it would turn around and walk the other way, and it did that the rest all night. And so that was pretty wild. So that's when I started getting interested in the paranormal and the fort, and then I started just going there and doing a lot of volunteer work, and then eventually I got asked, would you like to just do the paranormal here at the fort? And I'm like, of course.
Like how does that happen? Like, let me just go start hanging out in Gettysburg somewhere, so somebody just asks me if I would like to start doing paranormal stuff there.
Yeah, that's it. Just start volunteering someplace, and then hey,
This is what I got to do. I got to join the Boy Scouts. Because they go all kinds of different places, like even the Boy Scouts are out at like the Pennsylvania Monument and stuff like that in Gettysburg. You know what I mean? They camp out overnight.
Oh yeah, there's a medal you get from the Boy Scouts when you do the whole. It's a circuit. You go through, and you got to know all the history. My son did that a couple times, and so yeah, that's a big Boy Scout area too.
I mean, is it against Boy Scout rules to have a female?
No.
Whatever I would be.
There's female assistant scout leaders, female, involved with the troops. So yeah.
Do the Girl Scouts do cool stuff like that?
No.
I never see the Girl Scouts anywhere doing anything like that.
We do get some Girl Scout, but it's mostly Boy Scouts that show up. Mostly Boy Scouts.
Well, that's not fair. I'm going to start protesting. I'll start my own protest.
Get Girl Scouts at the fort.
Yeah, that would be cool. So you just started. So your first paranormal experience was the fort.
I had some as a kid, but yeah, no, that was my first big one. Yeah, I mean that was just incredible. So
yeah,
that some of the kids had watched. It was the first year of Ghost Hunters, and after that, a bunch of the scouts they actually said they're riding the Ghost Hunters to get to the fort, and then the next year the Ghost Hunters were at the fort. So.
Yeah, I wish I could share a picture because I have a picture of me, Steve, and Tango.
Uh-huh.
I had like bleach blonde hair, and that was the night at Fort Miflin, and afterwards they did the cannons and everything like that. But like that was like such a cool night. That was the night I heard the whistle.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't get today. I just walked around and said hi to everybody, but I didn't get a whistle or get yelled at or anything. So, I guess hopefully they're all saving it up for next week.
Well, listen, it's been quiet. Like nobody's been there. You know what I mean, right?
Now the grounds are open, but everything's been closed up. So I mean, I unlocked the gate for the casemates and wandered into the casemates all by myself and just hung out a little bit. But the energy, you could feel the energy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're probably like raring to go. Let's go. We haven't talked in a while.
Yep. So everybody bring extra batteries because they're gonna suck the energy out of them.
I'm definitely bringing my recorder and stuff like that. Like I know we're coming to like help out, but
right.
I'm definitely going to bring my recorder and hopefully whoever I'm with or whatever group I'm with, it's we can definitely do some EVP sessions and stuff like that and get involved, because that'll be cool, even, and that's the thing I like about helping out at events too. It's like, you're helping out, but you're also being able to have some experiences with, the guests, the people that are paying, and you're, when they are experiencing stuff that they've never experienced before, it's really cool to share that with somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's cool if you're in a station, an area, and it gets so active that when they go somewhere else, they're telling everybody, and everybody wants to come back to where you are. So, but it's everywhere. So hopefully the whole fort's active.
We have another statement question. I was there for a World War II event some years ago. We slept on the floor in the barracks. Is there a spirit lurking in the barracks that you are aware of?
Oh yes, there's when in the barracks that would be the soldier barracks. Very common in there is you hear footsteps, and they like to shake people awake. Um, People when there are overnights like this World War II event, or some, even the scouts, they're sleep in the barracks because there's heat and air in there. If they're Since this gentleman was sleeping on the floor, there are wooden bunks that we had that they could sleep on. It's been common where people that are in there, they'll hear footsteps coming towards them. If they look, there's no one there. If they don't respond to the footsteps, they get shaken. The bunk gets shaken, or they personally get shaken.
Well, I'm pretty sure, didn't Dustin say last week that, or at one point, I don't know if it was on our, but he did tell us this, but he also said they heard like him and a couple of people that was there, they heard like, they thought knocking, you know what I mean? Or something.
Yeah, knocking. I've been there,
I think.
People, if there's a group that's there and they leave, maybe 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going around and closing everything up. I've closed the doors at the barracks and, at the one end, and walk to the other, and they're banging on the door that I just closed, and then I go over and open it, and, of course no one's there because I know I'm the last one, and then they start banging on the door again, and it's like, guys, I'm going home, all right? You can have all the fun you want. I'm out of here. They like to do that. I mean, there was a time, it was with Bruce Tango, and him and I were just sitting talking in the barracks, and this shadow just ran by us, and you could hear the footsteps. And I ran out the one door, and Bruce went out the other door, and trying to find what the hell just went by us, and we couldn't. So if you ever get a chance to talk to Bruce Tango, that's Steve Tango's dad, he loves telling that story. That was pretty wild.
Well, they're from, did his dad did Bruce work at the Burlington County Jail? Like, I feel like he has a connection with Burlington County Jail. He was a police.
Yeah, he
Bruce
was
is a retired police officer.
Yeah,
yes.
From that area.
Yes.
Yep. So
yeah. So
that's
what?
Yep, you got a lot of activity in there.
In the barracks.
Yep.
So I remember the buildings. I remember, like I said, it's been such a long time, and I was like really focused on Steve. So like
Well, the last time he was there, he brought his girlfriend. So.
Yeah, no, this was like so long ago. I can't remember how long ago it was. I'm telling you, it had to have been like, oh my God, maybe like 2009, 2011, like back in the day.
Yeah, they haven't been to Fort in a while. Like I say, they used to be there every year. Fort Miflin was really the first paranormal event that happened, because it got started by this one promoter with the taps, and Fort Miflin was the first one that happened, and then they spread out to other sites. But they used to come back every year, and then last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years or so, there hasn't been any. So it's good to get these new guys back to the fort.
Yeah, we got to get this lady out.
Yeah.
There she is. Yeah, Kim, you better show up.
Get Kim out, because I don't know the last time I saw Kim, and I miss her so much.
Yeah,
it was like a year and a half ago.
I haven't seen her, and I don't even know how long.
About a year and a half on a case. Yeah, but still long.
Kim can sing some Pat Benatar for us.
Yeah, she could be the entertainment.
Yes. Yep, her.
Yeah, that's true.
Does any of the Boy Scouts get like really scared? Like
Oh yeah,
they want to go home?
Yes, yep.
Really? Do they?
We've had them crying. Oh God,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
They just. Mhm.
They're like, nope, nope.
Nope, nope, nope. Yep.
Oh, I don't know
Well,
whether to laugh or cry.
Well, even with we have the reenacting events, from the Revolutionary War all the way to World War II, and the reenactors. Um,
There
they,
he is.
yep. So they all experience it.
Do they come there knowing the haunted history of it, or do they go there and they experience things and then you say, well, yeah, that stuff happens here?
Well, most of them know that it is, since being we're always in the top 10, 5 of most haunted sites in the United States, and most of them are aware of it being haunted. So they can have a ghost tour offer, just to go around and talk about our happenings.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah.
Somebody else saying hi. Hi, Bill. I love you. Miss you.
Miss
Thelma,
you,
man.
Bill. It's been a while too.
We do look alike, don't we? Him and Bill.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Brother from another mother.
Yep. Selma, yes.
They wouldn't let him sleep. Yeah, maybe it's a drill. Sergeant.
Huh?
Maybe it's a drill sergeant. No, I'm just kidding. No drill.
Who?
No, maybe it's a sergeant. Maybe it was a tough sergeant that's keeping everyone awake.
Oh, because what he said. Dustin said he heard the damn footsteps and they wouldn't let us sleep.
Yep,
Oh, boy.
that's it. They come, you hear them constantly. I was talking to a group one time about it, and all of a sudden you hear the footsteps go right by us as we're standing there talking, or the door handles jiggle. But yeah, that's very active. That's the most common thing, and you don't even have to tell people about the footsteps, and they'll hear.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
You'll get something for sure. You'll leave with something for sure.
Hopefully, right? I mean, it's like you want it to be a big, good event, and I think it helps that like Daryl and Mustafa are going to be there. You know what I mean? Everybody, and they're cool guys. I mean, they're awesome. So I think it's like totally worth it to come out there just to investigate with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
you're
for the
helping,
fort,
you're
yeah.
helping the fort
support-
too, because
To support the fort.
Yeah, and to support the fort, absolutely. And I'm
And
excited. I'm happy that you asked us to help out and stuff. You know what I mean? Like I'm really appreciative of that. And it's my first paranormal thing
COVID.
this year.
Oh,
This year, yeah, I agree. Nothing.
And if anybody's concerned about that, we are following guidelines. It's limited ticket sales. Groups are going to be small, and we're only doing the bigger areas so that we could have our social distancing. And plenty. We're recommending that you have your mask when you're inside, and we'll have plenty of hand sanitizer. Things been, as I say, the buildings have been locked down. We're going to open them up for the first time for this event.
Wow.
So everything was completely cleaned beforehand. I mean, everything was bleached, sterilized, cleaned, and closed it up. So, I like I say, today I opened up and went into the casemates just to check out to make sure everything looked good. And
Did you feel it? You just felt it?
oh, you could feel it. I mean, it was like so strong, the energy, and so. So it's going to be, once everything gets opened up, should be pretty excited.
Yeah, they're getting ornery.
So we recommend off, right?
Recommend some good footwear, because even
Some shit kickers.
Yeah, the fort was Mud Island back in the day. Then they filled it up. They filled back channel up eventually in the 1800s, late 1800s. But it used to be all marshland back there. So we are right on the Delaware. So mosquitoes do come out.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be like 83, but there's 50% chance of thunderstorm. So we got maybe some lightning and just charge up everything.
So
When's that, Friday or Saturday or both?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
Supposed to be bad weather for 2 weeks, man. Just rain and
Yeah.
But I think like the storm, I think one of the days was like between like that mid-afternoon. So like around 7:00, there shouldn't be anything, but you know how the weather is. You just never know,
Right. But everybody be prepared.
Yeah.
we
Bring
will.
good boots. Don't come in flip-flops, high heels. I swear to God that happened. People showed up for investigation with high heels and
Yeah.
Well, that's because they're trying to impress the celebs.
yeah.
I remember sometimes that, like, I think Penhurst, somebody had heels on. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, it's like, did you ever see anybody at a carnival go to in heels? I'm like, why you got stilettos going to a carnival?
I'll definitely be having my shit kickers on, that's for sure.
Yep.
Like I won't be looking cute. But I mean, look at Penhurst. Penhurst, I was a hot mess at Penhurst. I'm telling you, we like ripped our sleeves off and
Yeah, we did.
all up in here, and we were like, when you're there to work, you're there to work.
Yeah, we were.
300 degrees. That was awful.
Oh, that was work. That was terrible.
Which, by the way, did anybody see that post that Bob said about 2021?
Yeah,
Yes.
I did see that.
It's returning. Yeah. He didn't put a date yet, right? The next year, right?
Yeah.
2021.
Hopefully he's back in September, not July. So
Yeah.
We need to spread it out. We need to spread out events. Falls in.
No, but it's because it was so hot.
Yeah.
That's true.
Or do Penhurst in the spring, so just not.
Why not spring?
Because Phenom.
Phenom's in February.
Oh, February. That's right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
February and Paranormal Unity's back in
What?
May.
What event?
and May, the New Jersey Para Unity.
Yeah, he changed it to May, went from September to May.
Right. And then
I'm there.
But Selma's in September. You coming to Selma?
I'll come into Selma.
So this is the problem, right? So the Paranormal Brew is supposed to be broadcasting, right? Well, I didn't realize that was my trip to Myrtle Beach. So I might not be there Saturday, but I'll definitely be there Sunday. But I think, we were talking about just coming back early, but I don't know. But I don't want to miss it. I love Selma.
Yeah. Looking forward to see the gypsies again.
Yeah. I'll be there.
I have a lot of feathers I've collected for them.
Yeah, and let's let everybody that's bought tickets or anybody that's going, can everybody eat before they show up so that on our recorders we're not hearing stomachs growling, and
We're also here to digesting of the food too.
Definitely eat before you get there.
Yeah,
You guys bring some stuff too, that you can have too while you're there too. But
I always need candy when I'm investigating. I don't know why. Like, I always have like Twizzlers or like Swedish Fish or something.
we had a lot of food last time. Greg,
That's
remember
ridiculous.
we ordered pizza. We had pizza delivery. I think it came 2 hours later.
I know.
There's all sorts of food and candy.
Oh my God, Dana brought
Dana
so
brought,
like,
yeah,
oh
that's
my
awesome.
God,
Really
it was
nice.
so crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, it's weird that place. You can call them up and they'll be there, and other times, we don't deliver there. Well, I don't know.
Yeah. We did
there.
have a problem the first time, and then somebody else called, and it was just fine. They were able to deliver.
I'd be a little nervous.
I think it was Dana's husband, right, or something.
Yeah.
Wind up calling
yeah.
like right after and was fine to get it. Yeah.
Yep. But,
So with that scream that you get, what time of the night did you hear that when you heard the scream?
the witching hour.
The witching hour? And is that the normal time? Have you heard any patterns with that?
I think it's resistant.
Okay.
2 times I've heard it. It's been around that time, but I think people have caught it other times. So.
Oh, okay. I was just curious if there was like the same time, as far as the same time.
So
I would love to see that.
Like I say, I've only heard it twice in all these years. It's just everything's got to be lined up correctly. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not all the time. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah, maybe you get lucky. It'd be good. Because Jody Nettles was, hey, Teresa, yes, get over here.
Yeah.
Spend the night. We have to have we can make our own Girl Scouts. And it's gonna be like a Girl Scout sleepover night.
Good. You could
We'll have to do a medal. We'll have to get a medal for a sash.
Have fun, ladies.
Yeah.
Now we do our own sleepover October. The weekend before Halloween, we always have our Sleep with the Ghost program. And
How cold does it get though at night?
It could get cold. Most people will stay in the bunk room with the heat. I usually get a fire going in the casemates, like I did with you.
Nice.
And
Yeah. And it's hot. It gets hot. Yeah.
And people. But I'd say most of the people don't last the night. They either I've had people that will book a hotel and they're there till 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and other people just for an overnight. We had people show up like in a suit with no flashlight and stuff. What are you planning on doing?
Yeah, really.
So usually we sell 40 tickets, and the one year I had 6 people at 8 o'clock in the morning. So
Okay.
Wow.
and we had
6 people wrote it out.
That's less than a.
people wrote it out. We had that 2 years ago. We had 2 people that in the bunk room, the enlistment quarters. They got shaken awake and they ended up leaving.
Why would you leave? Like that's what you're there for. Like, why would you leave? You know what I mean? Like for me, I was like, all right, get everything, all the equipment out, get the recorders out, let's do this. What's up? Like,
that's what I tell people. You got it. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You're there for the whole night. Take your time. Some people are smart. They'll take a nap. From like 9 to midnight, and then they're up the rest of the night. And some people, they crash at 2, 3, 4, and then other people, like I say, they don't want to spend the night. They end up going home. So if you make it through the night, there's only a handful of people there left, and you have the whole fort.
Wow.
So Dustin said, he was like, I'm a reenactor. He said, I can tell you I had no idea the place was haunted when I showed up there, but we found out pretty quick. No, that's interesting for them to be like reenactors to be there. I'm sure that the spirits there, that probably is kind of like, it's like that type of, I don't want to call it provoking, but it's like that type of, where it heightens the energy,
But the gunshot and everything, when the scouts, when I was there that first time with the scouts, it was the weekend after the siege weekend, the reenactment of the siege for 1777. So that's when that place was just jumping off the charts, because you had cannon fires and going all day, all weekend long. They're shooting the cannons, shooting the muskets, they're, reenacting the whole battle. And we got there the next week, and it was just like nuts. But it does charge them anytime there's a reenactment. If you get lucky enough to get in there afterwards, it goes nuts. But a lot of the reenactors experience all kinds of stuff while they're there.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta. I mean, it really. Maybe we could have some people dressed up.
Well, we will have. Yes, we will.
You will?
Oh yeah.
We will have a Civil War reenactor there.
Oh, cool.
On this weekend? Who's coming next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So he'll be around. But when we do our events, like our candlelight ghost walks and stuff like that, we'll have people dressed. And Casemate 5, Bill. Yes.
Yeah. That's cool. And then, so wasn't there a blacksmith house, or was there?
Blacksmith house, yes. That's the most famous is Jacob. that is it's going to be too tight for it, but we're not going to.
But I thought it was open. Wasn't it open on both
The door,
sides?
it's open on both sides, so you can wander through and stuff, but we're not going to do an investigation in there. No, I mean that's a great place. The story is, what the blacksmith is right outside, close to the commandant's house, and the commandant would get annoyed with the noise. I guess his kids taking naps or whatnot, and he'd have Jacob close up the windows and the doors. And of course, you got a blacksmith shop; it's hot as heck. So
Mhm.
he would sneak open the door to the back in the back, but he would get caught and get reprimanded. Um, so if you guys ever remember Wayne Irby, who used to be the caretaker that stayed there at the fort, he was there 7 days, 24 hours a day. He just lived
Did he
there.
live there? Did he really live there, or
Yeah.
he just?
Oh wow.
No, he lived there. He stayed up in the second floor on the officers' quarters, the opposite apartment of
Yeah.
Elizabeth's apartment. Um, and that's why there used to be a satellite dish going up the stairs there, because that would pick up his cable. But anyhow, he would, at night we'd have to close. You close up all the doors, keep all the wildlife from getting in on the buildings, because it's loaded. We're close to the airport, but deer, fox,
Oh, I would love to see it.
possum, you name it, groundhogs. So they get into the buildings, they have to close everything up. Mornings, Wayne get up. The back blacksmith door would be wide open. This kept happening every morning. He'd close it at night. It'd be open in the day, and then eventually the door he found was ripped off the hinges, and it got fixed, put back on the hinges. Eventually, one morning, it was completely ripped off the side of the blacksmith door, and it was laying up on the wall there.
Oh wow.
So we've never put a door back up on that. We've had plywood. The plywood's come down. It's been nailed or screwed, and it come out. I had a group there one time talking about the story, and the plywood came flying in on everybody. I was so happy.
Jesus.
Really?
Yeah. So now we just have the plywood props, because it got tired of nailing stuff.
Oh God.
Have you guys ever thought about doing like a webcam?
We'll have to. It would be nice to put one out there. Yeah, we'd have to talk about that. But yeah,
I mean, I think that would be cool. I mean,
have a
I
webcam
think stuff like that's cool.
live or something. Yeah, it's just the casemates. It gets tough to get anything out. Since they're underground, you can't get a lot of signal out of them. So
Yeah.
you have to try something like maybe just in the courtyard or maybe the blacksmith. Who knows? Somewhere.
Yeah. Now, wasn't there one? There was one. I feel like there was one area that I didn't get to go into, and again, I'm like vaguely remembering. I feel like it went up onto a hill, and is there anything that goes straight down, or is it
11?
okay? So I remember that I didn't get to go in that when I was there.
Arsenal.
And I wanted to go in that. I remember that. I was like,
yeah, you go up the stairs by the torpedo magazine, and then you go down under, and that's casemate 11. Yep.
oh, Bill's coming. Bill's coming. Bill said I'll be there.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Bill.
And he said food will be there and pickles. Oh my God.
Pickles.
Oh boy.
Teresa, is Teresa really coming?
See you there.
Wow.
This is going to be fun. It's going to be like a little reunion.
It'll be a reunion. Yeah, absolutely.
Be
A
nice.
little mini one, right?
Yeah. But yep. So, I've seen full bodies, shadow figures, you name it.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I remember out the back of the back side of the blacksmith.
Right. The West Sallyport.
So yeah, so the back side of it, along that, the shrubs and everything like that. I remember being there, and I remember turning around and seeing. At the time, I didn't know any better because it was before I was a part of any group. You know, I was like an enthusiast. I was a paranormal enthusiast. You know what I mean? Like I was, so I had no idea what the heck I was doing or what I was looking at. But now that I know what I know and looking back, I remember turning around and stepping off. And then I remember smelling something weird. And then I looked, and in the shrubberies, it was like this shadow that was going back and forth. And I'm like, is that an animal? And I was with my cousin at the time, and I was like, Jody, I'm like, do you see that? He was just like, no, I don't see that. I'm like, it's right there. So that was like something that I saw. Like the whistle was really cool to hear, but because that was just like loud as anything. But I don't remember where it was at. I can't remember.
You can hear that anywhere, and I hear it mostly in the courtyard by outside the officers' quarters and the enlisted men's quarters. So, but you can hear it if you're walking around.
The whistle that I heard was inside. That one of them that we were inside. It was
probably
at least it sounded like that to me. You know what I mean? It could have been, because I feel like it was one of them where you just walk right in and you're like right in there, and it was smaller. And I feel like the room size wasn't that big, and there was probably about 6 or 7 of us in there, so we were kind of smushy. But everybody thought that they heard it in their right ear, but it was so loud, and it was just really cool. Hi, Mike. We're really looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to Fort Miflin. I mean, I'm happy that we'll get to investigate with Daryl and Mustafa.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. That'll be a good experience for everybody.
Yep. Yeah, and it's good to get Daryl up there. I've been trying for a while because he's only 30 minutes away down in Delaware from the fort.
Yeah, that's what he was saying when we had him on a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I was watching that.
Oh, he's new to this page.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Hi, Michael.
Well, we will be. We're only going to be. We're actually July 1st will be our first. We're going to be streaming with Paranormal Warehouse. We're going to be on Paranormal Warehouse. We'll still be Paranormal Brew, but we're going to hook up with Paranormal Warehouse and be a part of their whole crew. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So,
New swag.
I know. We're moving up in the world, right?
Get Daryl to get some new swag for you.
yeah, right.
New swag.
Yeah, definitely. We're pretty excited. We're pretty excited about it. So, yeah, definitely. We got a lot going on next month.
For books, we're book salad. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a guest for every single week in July. We have somebody coming on. So that it's really cool. It's somebody like a different. We have the end of the month is Justin Bamforth, who's like Men in Black, UFOs, and stuff like that. And in the middle, we have a medium that's coming on, and we have James Anito coming on, who's a deacon and a demonologist, and Chris DeCesar is coming on. He's our first guest. So
we're pretty excited.
That's
we're
pretty exciting.
Yes, our first one is going to be awesome too, and they're all going to be awesome. But we're really excited.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait.
Yeah. So So I'm definitely. Are you guys going Friday and Saturday?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Friday. I wasn't gonna go Friday because I wasn't sure about work, but I think I'm gonna. Greg said I could just show up.
Yeah.
Be there. Appreciate for Friday and Saturday. Yep. So if you can get there, the event starts at 7, but get there before 7.
Yeah, I should be. I mean, I'm in town if I'm working, so right in Center City. So.
Yep.
Skipping the jump.
Yep. Anytime between 5 and I'll be there 5 and show up.
Yeah. So if you don't know how many, are they going to let you know how many tickets get sold beforehand so you know how to
Lay everything out.
yeah, like set it up in teams and like groups and
Well, they're going to take care of the signing the groups and everything. That
oh, okay. So they're handling all.
they're
Yeah.
handling all. We're just there
Basically, you just got to open up the door for them.
opening it up and making sure they move around correctly, and we have people stationed at the stations to help them out with the investigations.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's good. You don't have to do too much.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. Like I say, with the limited net amount, it's great. It's not going to be, a zoo like at the end when the Taps was doing everything, and
Mhm.
that one event when they sold 150 tickets and there was like 200 people at the fort.
Wow.
That was nuts.
Wait, there was that many people there?
That was
A lot
that
of
many
people.
people there. They sold 150 tickets, and with the people from the event and boyfriend, girlfriends, wives, husbands, whatever that was brought, you had 200 people there.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was nuts.
Yeah.
I can't fathom that.
But
That is crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, but
But
that was
I'm sure that did well for the fort. You know
it
what I
did well
mean?
for the fort.
Absolutely.
It did well for the fort, but they sold that many because let's see, that night it was like they had the whole Zaffis clan. They had John, Chris, and Amy. Josh Gate was there with Aaron Ryder. He was nice. And you had Steve and Dave, Chris Williams, Amy, Adam, and Dustin.
Mhm.
They were all. Dustin's awesome.
Yeah.
Dustin is awesome. Him and I
Yeah.
just hung out in the armory, the two of us, that night, and just did EVP sessions in there because it was just nuts. The people were just everywhere. They were
And
groups.
I'll be honest, like
Yeah,
Tango, I love Tango. He is like, I mean, I just love him. He's just so he's quirky, but he's awesome. Like he's like so cool to talk to. He's you know what I mean, and talking to
oh
him
yeah,
about investigating and everything like that. Like I love talking to Tango. I love it.
Mhm.
yep. Steve's a great guy.
Yeah, they're all pretty cool. Especially Tango, the dad. So
Yeah,
I haven't seen him in a
Dave,
while. Dave
yep.
Tango.
But
Yeah.
Dave, he,
Huh?
he's got such long hair when he takes his hat off. You ever notice? If you ever,
Who?
No, he always
Dave,
has a hat on.
he always has his hat on, but if he has
Yeah,
his hat
I didn't
off,
know that.
yeah,
Well,
he
he
tucks
put it
it
in the
all
man bun and puts it up
hair up there.
No man bun.
there.
So, yeah.
I'll ask him to take his hat off next time I see him.
Head off. I want to see your hair.
Greg told me so much about it.
Yep.
So we have
Good
Friday and Saturday, and no, I keep wanting to say Dustin now, and Daryl, Daryl and Mustafa will be there both nights.
Correct. Both nights. They'll do a meet and greet, photo ops, and then go around and help investigate with everybody.
That's cool.
And hopefully, I'm hoping because to get them back to film and do a new episode there.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Because
Yeah.
talking to Grant at Penhurst, excuse me, talking to him and his wife, Rihanna, she wants to get back there. Grant wanted to get back there too, but they never made it. They did contact the fort 1 week about the fort's availability to get there.
Uh-huh.
And then they didn't get there, but it turned out what happened was the site that they went to film, they found out everything about that site was fabricated, false.
Oh wow.
And so they put a call out to see about availabilities, and we said, yeah, we're available.
Yeah, whenever. Come on.
They ended up
They what?
back. Yeah, they went somewhere else and filmed. They get back.
Well, hopefully, the fort will, impress Daryl and Mustafa
Yeah.
enough where, they
Or
can be like, all right, let's do it.
definitely get him so impressed to get back because Grant needs to settle his little issue when he was in Casemate 11 and got
Yeah, I remember that. The
yeah, he
face.
got the easy scared out of him there.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
Yeah. And then, we could just make a guest appearance. We could be like,
What's that figure up on the wall?
it's just Darren.
No, things can happen. I actually talked to somebody today about coming out do some filming. So
That's cool.
we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
I really think that you guys should do a webcam or something like that.
Yeah, we should. I should. I'll talk to Beth about that, and we'll see about putting out a webcam. Just figure out a good spot for it and let it go.
But people will watch that stuff. Like people watch that stuff.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
I would too. I mean, something like that. Like if you have it on all out. I mean,
Mhm.
Yep. Because we do have some security cameras around, and when I'm there overnight and stuff, I'll watch, and it's like you watch the raccoons go by, or
Wait, so you guys have somebody like secure. You're there. Somebody's there overnight every night.
when we have people there.
Oh, okay. Do you ever catch anything on the security cameras?
Just animals. I haven't gotten it where no one reviews them unless something.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a lot captured, but nothing gets reviewed unless something happens to review it. But yeah, if I'm just sitting there watching, it's usually just animals and malls.
I want to watch orbs for like 4 hours, just dust particles. It sounds exciting. Now,
Raining orbs.
Awesome.
Of course, I would be excited about the animals, though. I like.
Yep. I always make it a point. The fort, you'll get a lot of bugs and water vapor and dust vapor.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But these.
Well, that was my other thing too. Like at some point, like so, say you're sleeping there. Like when you go camping and like at some point it gets kind of wet.
Yes.
Like, does that happen when you're there? Like, if you're sleeping overnight, if you're like sleep wherever you're sleeping, like, does it get like that dewy, wetty?
Well, the grass gets that way. And in the casemates, yes, the walls will get damp.
They sweat.
Wet.
It's sweaty walls.
They get moist.
They get moist. Yes.
Bring some wall deodorant.
They weep. Yes, they weep. That's when they were prison cells. That was part of the nasty conditions. That the walls would get dripping with humidity. You had all these people shoved in there and all the body heat going and yeah.
Can people rent out some? I mean, Fort Miflin?
Yes, they may. We do. You have paranormal groups can spend the night, rent it out, or come for 6 hours. Right now, people are calling about trying to get in, but since we were shut down March, April, May, and basically all June, those that had already booked were trying to get them first come, first served to reschedule all them back in. So if you want to, FortMiflin.us, you would go to the paranormal section and try and schedule, but just be patient because, like I say, we're trying to accommodate those that had lost their slots and when we were shut down. So we want to get them first come, first serve.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And and if you come, you have complete run of the fort. I'm usually the one 99.9% of the time. Any paranormal, I just hang out in the hospital building and let you guys do anything unless you want me around. Some people don't want, they that I know they want that, they let me hang out with them like you guys. or they
Who
would
wouldn't want you around?
do that out of the picture. You know, it all depends. So.
Huh.
Now, have you ever come across anybody doing anything? Have you ever had to kick anybody out?
Not well. No, we haven't. But we tell people no provoking or no anything. But you've had groups that come in and have done things and then posted on like YouTube, and they're told they aren't welcome back.
That's all. I mean, like
No
seriously.
comment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a group one time.
We know where they came from.
They were provoking Jacob in the blacksmith shop, and they were actually tossing out the blacksmith tools out the door.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. And
I
it was
can't believe that there's actually groups that do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
We know why, but we're not gonna say anything.
yep. So they're not welcome back. That's
Yeah.
No.
So you have like a list of like, blacklisted people that, they're not allowed to come back.
I don't know about a list, but the fort's aware. Yes.
Okay. Well,
And
I'm looking forward to it.
we've had some people that wanted to come in and film, and twice they said they canceled at the last second. That they won't be coming back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's gotta suck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yep.
All I know is I'm looking forward to next Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Cannot wait for it.
Yeah.
And Sunday, a psychic hangover to mend.
Yeah. Paranormal hangover.
Sunday starts Freedom Blast in Philly, so yeah, the fort be open for that. So.
Oh, you're not gonna have any rest.
No, I'm not going to be there. I'll get my rest.
So it's $99 a night, $150 for both nights, right?
That's correct.
And like we said, Daryl and Mustafa will be there from Ghost Hunters. Paranormal Brew will be there.
Yeah. And everybody's been sharing the link where you can get your tickets.
Yeah.
Through Eventbrite, you go there and get the tickets. And again, like I say, the fort's been thoroughly cleaned, and we're keeping it so that we can have social distancing and follow all guidelines. So your health is on our mind.
There you go. And